purposely forget. If you said, is it okay for me to just totally deny my husband and having sex, period, at all? And I guarantee you she'll say no. You've got to, you're married. You've got to have these things now and then. And if it's not every day, it may be, for now and then it's once in a while until you can get back to a thing where you guys really actually want to have it. But totally denying your husband from having sex can lead to really, really hard situations where the one person gets in, not purposely trying to get in there, but there is because they're wanting something that their wife is not giving them. And what you're trying to do here, I'm just being open and honest, what you're trying to do here is understandable. You're trying to fix, you're trying to finally deal with something that you haven't dealt with, which is great. I am glad that you are because I want you to feel better about yourself. I want you to deal with these demons head on. But
you just told me 5 minutes ago that...
Oh, shut up, Tiffany. I'm being upset and I'm being a baby right now, okay? I want you to deal with these things head on. But I'm not expecting you to totally, completely deny your husband of physical, everyday marriage needs. And I'm not talking about every day.
Okay, let's just back up the train here for a second. Remember 2.5 weeks ago when we were laying here in bed and you were punching me?
Oh, come on, it was one time. You slapped me around when we were in Florida.
I didn't slap you around.
Oh, you didn't.
You called me a cunt and I smacked your face.
Oh, okay, so I called you a word and you hit me.
You called me a psycho bitch and a cunt, and I smacked you across the face. Yeah. I did not smack you around.
That's still physical. I don't know why we're getting into this.
Okay, the point is that you punched me like 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. And I regret doing it.
And okay, but I'm saying that was like 2.5 weeks ago, Tim. And then ever since then, we have been bickering. You've argued with me about sex almost every single day. And then you want me to have some sort of like romantic sexual feelings for you?
I had to make up by, I don't know.
The back rub. You thought the back rub would...
No, not clear everything up, but at least help some stuff.
It doesn't work that way, Tim. It doesn't work that way.
You're talking about the whole thing regardless.
I'm talking about, yeah, that everything's interconnected. It's not like all of my previous sexual experiences and you are 2 separate pockets of my life. I'm talking about the fact that I have a lot of junk in my past, a lot of traumatic sexual experiences, and that carries over into our sexual relationship, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry you married a sinner, okay? You married somebody who has junk in her past. And
everybody's a sinner, Tiffany, but that they don't, they're not going to go completely deny their
But I'm saying I have all this junk, and then on top of it, I have a husband who bickers with me all the time, argues with me about sex, and is constantly telling me that I'm not doing my part.
You like to bicker?
I'm not saying that you like. I'm not saying that you like it. I'm just saying that that's the reality. That's the situation that we're in right now, where all we do is argue and bicker, and then you're mad at me for not pleasing you sexually because I'm supposed to be performing,
I'm upset. I'm upset and I'm irritable because we're not doing these things. Those things make me upset and irritable because then I see that you really don't want to. So when you do, it's really just more because you're just doing it to please me, and I don't want that. I want you to like what you are doing. I want you to like the situation. So when we do it, yes, it satisfies the animal need, whatever you mean, but it didn't satisfy me inside because I knew you were just laying there, and even though you were making noises and stuff, it wasn't true. And so it's still in me, like it hadn't happened yet. Yeah, we did that physically, but there wasn't like a connection there. And that's just how it is. I'm frustrated in that way.
You're always frustrated. You've been frustrated from day one.
Yeah, because it just doesn't seem okay.
For the past 6 years, all we've done, our only conversations about sex are arguments. Do you understand how 6 years of arguing about sex builds up? It's a lot of negative things have been said, a lot of negative emotions.
Time for something in my life to go the way that I planned it. Just once. Not every time. Just once.
Do you realize that arguing about it is not going to make something positive happen?
talking about you. I'm talking about my life in general, okay? Everything I do blows up in my face, okay? Nothing ever works. And so people, I have a feeling people have found that out about me, and that's why I don't really have friends. Because when they're around me, things blow up in their face. That things work great for them. They get into a school that they want to get in, and they get the job that they want to get afterwards, or at least they're going down the right path, and they meet somebody that they really, really, really enjoy, and then they just have a good time, and they feel good, even though like life isn't perfect. Obviously, I'm not asking for a perfect life by any means. I'm just asking for one time when I do something important that I feel is going to progress something in my life, that it would go right, and it never does. And so that's why I feel like I am cursed, okay? And now with this whole thing with you, and again, I want you to get better, okay? Even if that's without me, I want you to get better. But it still shows you that I'm cursed. Because I'm the one now having to deal with this thing that you're dealing with. You don't think I'm dealing with what you're dealing with? I'm carrying that too. Maybe I'm not being as gracious, but I'm still carrying that because I have to be around it. So it's not just you, it's me. Nothing ever goes right. There's business, for one. Do you realize that there's just, I mean, even if my dad may be right and the people around here may be right that the projections weren't going to be the same as them, I didn't think we were going to be this bad. And it's because it's me. If you take me out of the complete equation, and you got, what's her name, or whatever, that other couple that came in, and you put them in the store, I guarantee you they would be making what NutriShop said that they should be making in the first month. It's me. I'm cursed. I could do everything exactly right, and it's just me. And I'm not having a pity party here, Tiffany. This is like serious stuff. I don't get it. I don't get why everything I touch turns to ash or crap or falls apart. I'm just bound to have one thing after another just ruin me. And the only things I'm good at are the things that don't really contribute to life at all. Like working out. I like doing that, okay? I'm not growing like some of these other guys, but maybe because they're not married and they also have, they can work around their schedules and stuff like that. So I'm not growing as fast as them, but I like the progression that I'm in. But that doesn't do anything other than make me feel better and take some stress off of me. But that's it. That's not bringing in any money. I can't be the sole provider because I'm going in and exercising. And I'm doing other, I'm not doing 100% what Mike and Brian and them said, but I feel like I'm doing at least 90%, and that should show for something. That's not like one of these places where they came in here, opened the door, and didn't do anything, and expected people to come in. They didn't. I mean, we marketed. We went to the gyms. We talked to people. We flyered the freaking town, and we're still doing it, and nobody is coming in. And I say nobody, I mean nobody in the fact that there's not enough people coming in to pay for our freaking bills.
How many thank you emails have you sent?
How
many emails? It does matter. It doesn't matter. That is our...
That statistic doesn't really work. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Because I have all these customers still coming back to the store even after I didn't write them emails.
Just because some come back without it doesn't mean that adding that
I'm
to
not saying
your...
the email thing isn't something, and yes, that's
it's
one.
our...
When I say 90%, that is the one area that I need to improve on. But I'm still...
But that's my point, is that you spend a lot of time doing things that are not key. Okay, we need to focus our efforts on the very key things.
You're telling me that
our competitive
is more important than
our competitive distinctive is personal attention to the customer, and that personal email to them is one of the things that sets us apart from every other supplement store. And you're not doing it, and so you're not really doing the NutriShop plan. I'm not saying that that's I'm saying that's one of the key missing ingredients, and it's something that Mike asks me about every time we talk on the phone. How many thank you emails have you sent? How many times do you follow up with the customer? How many phone calls do you make to follow up with somebody that you wrote a meal plan for? How many meal plans are you writing? There's a handful of things that set us apart, and those are the things we have to focus on.